One of our school's most distinguished international business leaders,
art lover, author, and competitive athlete,
Mr. Alessandro Benetton.
Our local advocate.
He went on to Harvard for his MBA and then set up one of Italy's first private equity companies.
Mr. Alessandro Benetton.
Good morning, and quite impressive video, and so many people today, actually. Let me just start by saying that it's really a pleasure to be here with you today. I'm Alessandro Benetton. I am the Honorary Chairman of Avolta, and if I had to describe myself, I would say that I am an entrepreneur, a proud father of three, and a sportsman. I guess, many of you could ask, why is Michael Schumacher in this photo with me? Well, in the early 90s, I was the president of Benetton Formula, the Formula One team of my family. And Michael, great guy, I can tell you guys, great guy. And Michael was driving for us, and together we won 2 drivers' championships and a constructor championships 2 years in a row. And now, an obvious question. Given that my family comes from Treviso, a small town near Venice, how did we get to work with such a great champion? I tell you why. Look at this photo, the next one, here we go. In the US, I hear that people often start their business in their garages. Well, in Italy, we take, I guess, a more creative approach. In fact, my family's business began in the back of a van. In this photo, I'm sitting next to my brother, my older brother, and this is where my father and his siblings started to sell very colorful sweaters crafted by their sister. And it's those colors that made our knitwear so unique and popular in the world. And that was, in reality, the beginning of everything. The 4 Benetton brothers gradually expanded their business, first in Italy, across Europe, and eventually worldwide. Strategic partnerships and internationalization were the ingredients of the growth of the business, including the bold move into Formula One. The group tapped into various sectors, such as infrastructures, food and beverage, finance, becoming more international and diverse. At the same time, I was building my own career, an independent career. I did study at Boston University, got my MBA at Harvard, ended up working for Goldman Sachs in London, where I can tell you proudly that I've been the first ever Italian at Goldman Sachs, and that is a record that I still hold very proudly. Later, I launched my own business because I decided I didn't want to get into the family business. And at the age of 27, I founded the 21 Invest, one of the first private equity funds in Italy. By the way, I love the US so much that I wanted my own kids to have the same experience. So I encouraged them very strongly to come to this country, and now very happy students in this country. So my love for these countries is deeply rooted into my history, and I think it will be even more thanks to you in the future. Throughout my career, I only occasionally work. I'm sure you have this question, coming from a family business. Did I work in the family business? The answer is mostly no, I didn't. I just worked there occasionally and for very brief period of time. So we always shared the same values. I was always very much linked from an emotional point of view with my family, but we had different visions. Very simple. We had different vision. So we took very different paths. That is true until 2021. At that point, something happened. When I was asked to return to lead Edizione to bring discontinuity. For those who do not know, Edizione is the holding company that groups all the activities of my family, of the Benetton Group's investment, which are worth around 13 billion, and we employ more than 100,000 people. I tell you, it was not an easy decision for me. I was leading a team. I was an independent, successful entrepreneur, leading a team of 50 people, having offices. The company was growing, my own company, 21 Invest. By the time it had become an European investment firm with offices in Milan, France, Madrid, Spain, and Poland. But at the same time, I had to really think if I could make a difference. I realized that Edizione now found itself operating in a very different environment and in a very complicated and murky waters to a certain extent. So it was required that some strong discontinuity would happen if we wanted Edizione to continue making a positive impact in a global level, while preserving the values that are part of my family DNA, such as creativity, the ability to innovate, and social responsibility. It became clear that the change that was needed was more than anything else generational, and that I could be the right person to launch this new cycle, more contemporary and technological, whilst continue to honor the values of the founding fathers. In other words, I wanted to look into the future with a lot of respect for the past, but having a new vision. This is the spirit that brought us, remember what I told you, a family that always had the inclination to do partnership, international development, and cooperate with people. This is one of the reasons that brought us to this structural partnership between Dufry and Autogrill, uniting the forces to create Avolta, the next leader in the travel retail and food and beverage. And we are very excited, I can tell you, we're very excited to be part of this journey together. One of my favorite sentences is a sentence that says that, what defines us is what we do when the unexpected happens. And I did not expect to become the chairman of Edizione. That was not my plan, and it was almost unimaginable for me. But now that I have decided that I will invest everything that I got to make sure that we can give a true, profound contribution to the companies in which we have participations. And I can tell you that as Edizione, we strongly believe that it is essential to contribute to the well-being of our companies with confidence, vision, and the involvement of a younger generation. In other words, creating the foundation on which we build the future. And when I talk to you and I tell you about the younger generation, if you just have a chance to look at my social network, unfortunately in Italian, but you will get an idea that we are truly trying to be very effective, very practical, and actually do what we say that we want to do. I'm proud of the results that we are achieving so far. And we have an example that Xavier could testify and participate in Milan very recently, which is the Avolta Next Food and Beverage Hub in Milan. And I think that is a clear example of what we mean when we talk about younger generation, technology, innovation, and team spirit. I think Xavier said very well, but I really want to reinforce even from our side the concept. I have really to express, I guess I can't really express well enough how thankful I am, because all of this would not be possible without your daily contribution. We really are an amazing company, Avolta. So here we are. That's briefly the story of my family. That's my story and the reason why I'm here on this stage to represent this honorary role of a chairman. I really want to thank you for having me here. I want to thank Xavier, Carlos, of course, the whole board, but But once again, I really want to thank you because I know very well that with the many experiences that we had in the family, that you cannot achieve anything unless you have a strong, motivated team that has your same belief, that are always able to look out of the box, look as any change and discontinuity as an opportunity to improve yourself. I'm proud of you. You should be proud of yourself. And I truly want to thank you because I think that this Avolta journey is going to be a fantastic journey that we can take together. Journey on. Actually, I have an idea. This is out of what was supposed to happen. Can I ask any of you if you think that Avolta means anything, the name? Did anybody think about that? Okay, interesting. I tell you, this is not nobody knew that I was going to say this. And when we decided that we want to do something together with Carlos and Xavier, I insisted, and they were very much agreeing with me, that a new name could really help us to put organizations together, to have a new sense of direction, a new trajectory. And so we thought that there was absolutely the need for a new name. So we had a list of names, and then we voted. And coincidentally, all of us liked Avolta, And so we chose it. Actually, I never said this to you, Xavier, and I never said this to Carlos as well. And so we just picked it. There was specialists in communication that were explaining us the meaning of Avolta and the graphic, and we were agreeing. What I want to share with you is something that I never said before, that popped up in my mind yesterday as we were having this management meeting and board meeting. And we reinforced all together, very convinced that the idea of having a brand together was a marvelous idea that is functioning very well, and it's something that we're very proud and committed to. I want to share with you what it does mean for me. And why I think one of the additional reasons, which is not the reason why we pick it, but why I think it's a great name. Avolta could also be divided into two parts, volta. Volta in Italian means turn, time. So my cousin, knowing my story, that, and this is the more silly interpretation of the name that I want to share with you, knowing that I've been out of the family business, most of the time disagreeing, and all the times having a different opinion, he says that it means Alessandro, volta, times, turn, so, and that was a funny thing. But there is also something more serious. So that was a joke that came from a member of my family. But I think there is, for me, there was another reason which I think perhaps you can share when it happens. But it was this guy at the end of the 18th century, Alessandro Volta. Alessandro Volta, an Italian, of course, was a pioneer in the world of electric, in the world of energy. He's the one, apparently, who invented the electric motor, and very few people. I like that idea. I like the idea of thinking that somehow we are inspired from somebody that has done a true difference for humanity with his invention, Alessandro Volta. And Avolta, for sure, incorporates the same value of people that talk about energy and want to look in the future for a better life for everybody. Thank you very much.